copy of the draft board minutes from our previous meeting on January 23rd. Questions, comments, or suggestions? If not, I would seek a motion to approve at this time.
So moved.
And just so you know, with three,
Yeah.
you have both got to
Yeah, we're in.
make motion in second.
We're in.
We have a plan. We can figure it out.
I think so.
You got it?
I think I moved.
Okay, I'll second.
Excellent. Motion in a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Polk.
Yep.
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney.
Yes, thank you. Our next item on our agenda this evening is to approve some Plan Commission reappointment and appointments. The appointments I'm bringing forward this evening are Dan McCarthy, filling a term to expire on June 1st, 2018. Ed Marson, filling a term to expire June 1st, 2019. Julie Kay, a reappointment term to expire June 1st, 2020. Mary O'Connor, filling a term to expire June 1st, 2021, and appointed to chair. And Matt Dill, filling a term to expire June 1st, 2021. And finally, Rich DeBoer, filling a term to expire June 1st, 2021. You've had some information in your packets about these candidates. I would seek a motion to approve.
I'd like to make a motion to approve all those candidates for appointment to the Plan Commission, to the terms that you just laid
Second, really strong slate.
out.
Hearing a motion and a second, would the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Pavlicki. Yes. Commissioner Polk.
Yes.
Yes. I'd like to thank these folks for agreeing to serve, and in case of Julie Kay, agreeing to renew her service with the Plan Commission. It's an effort and a commitment to do something like this. This is an incredible slate. At the same time, I also want to thank the members of the Plan Commission who are not continuing to serve, that being Ralph Jones, who I believe has been on the Plan Commission for almost 40 years, who's been on the chairman of the Plan Commission for as long as anyone can remember. John Basso, Marty Struben, Mike Wall, and Mike Sonnemeyer all have done a fabulous job for our village and served for a long time, and I can't thank them enough for their service.
Second.
Consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are routine or have been brought forward at the direction of the Board of Commissioners and will be considered with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Item A, to approve payment of invoices on the warrant list dated February 1st, 13th, 2017 in the amount of $118,883.03. Item B, to approve the supplemental warrant list dated February 13, 2017 for manual checks, payroll, and recurring wire transfers in the amount of $360,340.74. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Polk.
Yep.
Commissioner Pavlicki. Yes. Mayor Mahoney.
Yes. Any items of old business be brought before the council at this time? Any items of, okay, board, commission, and committee recommendations. Item 1, to consider the ZBA recommendation regarding the request of Christoph and Anna Pyzik for a side yard setback variance of 3.65 feet from the required 20.25 feet from Chapter 1268.02F of the Village Code to allow construction of an attached three-car garage to an existing single-family residence on the property commonly known as 8912 West 125th Street in Palos Park. This agenda item, as I understand it, Manager Boehm, can't be voted on this evening.
It can, this matter can be voted on this evening, but it is have a recommendation of denial from the ZBA, so any consideration to overturn that does not have enough commissioners present to make that consideration. So therefore, the petitioner would like this matter continued to March the 13th.
Okay,
So we need a motion for that?
Yes.
we do. So a motion to continue this matter, thank you, till March 13th, 2017.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Pavladis? Yes. Commissioner Polk?
Yep.
Mayor Mahoney?
Yes, thank you, and I apologize to the petitioners. You know, the two commissioners tonight have some unexpected matters that come up, so I apologize for the delay. Item 2, to adopt an ordinance approving the David Hinkes first plat of consolidation for property commonly known as 9302 West 122nd Street. The ordinance states parcels 1 and 2 will be consolidated into a one lot to allow for the construction of an addition to a single-family home to said property. Just get to that item. So, just by way of background, the Zoning Board of Appeals met on Wednesday, December 14th, 2016, to consider the request of David and Amy Hinkes for a corner. This is not the consolidation. The consolidation doesn't have an underlying recommendation.
No, it was a condition of the ZBA's recommendation for approval that the property be consolidated. The Hinkes owned both Lot 1 and then Lot 2. They are consolidating a half of Lot 2 into Lot 1 to create a much larger lot. And the variance wasn't considered on that. It was more of that a rear yard variance wouldn't be required for that consolidation. The Hinkeses owned the whole total of Lot 2 and had removed a home on that lot, and so they are just combining that, so they're going down from 3 lots in that area down to 2 buildable.
Okay, I understand. Now, as I'm reading it again, it explains that to me clearly. And the staff recommendation is to adopt ordinance 2017-05, approving the David Hinkes first plat of consolidation. Do we want to, Tom, can we take these matters together, or?
No, you should do the plat of consolidation first because
Okay.
it's necessary in order
To
to provide
avoid-
for only one variation.
Okay, I understand. Got it, thank you. So, we have I would entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 2017-05, approving the David Hinkes first plat of consolidation. Hearing a motion and a second, would the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Polk? Commissioner Pavladis? Mayor Mahoney?
Yes, thank you. Now, we get to the ZBA recommendation on the Hinkes matter. An ordinance approving the zoning board of appeals case ZBA 2016-03. The owners, David and Amy Hinkes, request a corner side yard setback variance of 14.1 feet from the required 50 feet from Chapter 1268.2F of the Village Code to allow for the construction of an addition to a single-family home in the property commonly known as 9302 West 122nd Street in Palos Park. We've gone a little bit over the background and history, so I'll just move to the recommendation. The Zoning Board of Appeals met on Wednesday, December 14th, to consider the variance request. The Zoning Board of Appeals voted 4-0 with 2 absences or 2 abstentions. Was that
Two absences. at
2
that meeting,
absences?
correct.
To recommend approval of the variance request, or the variation request, conditional to a foundational landscape plan be submitted for the east elevation and approved by staff. And 2, the village attorney approve the method of assuring the parcel 1 and 2 are combined so that parcel 2 cannot be sold off, and that is the consolidation.
Correct.
The zoning board of appeals noted that the hardship was the location of the existing house on the property. So I'm assuming that we've received a foundational landscape?
We did. Staff will approve that prior to building permits, but we did receive the plan as well.
Perfect. So, any questions about this from?
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance. The ordinance, if I may, the ordinance will come back at the next meeting. This is just for the council to consider this. The plat of consolidation would be recorded in the meantime, and then the ordinance would come back. Correct, at the next meeting. Right.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance for the request of corner side yard setback variance from chapter 1268, of the village code to allow construction of addition to a single-family home on the property commonly known as 9302 West from Second Street.
I'll second it if the lawyers are happy with the language.
The direction was to prepare an ordinance, not to approve an ordinance.
That's what I figured.
Yes.
And that'll go back.
So conditioned to the fact that we're doing whatever voodoo we need to do before the ordinance comes back.
Correct. The plat of consolidation will be recorded before your February 27th meeting, and then the variation ordinance will be approved using the legal description on the plat of consolidation.
I totally understand. I just want the verbiage going forward to be approved.
Yes.
So I will second.
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Pavlonis?
Yes.
Commissioner Polk?
Yep.
Mayor Mahoney?
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Information updates, Public Works and Streets, Recreation Report. Do we have anything from Commissioner Milovich Walters that we need to address?
Now, you have an announcement a little bit later regarding the Saturday, but I believe that's about it.
On,
Chili.
oh, okay. Is that on this? Okay. Anything from the Building and Public Property report for Commissioner Reed?
There's a report.
Okay. Yeah, I got that. During cold weather, take preventative action. Keep garage doors closed if there are water supply lines in the garage. Open kitchen and bathroom cabinet doors to allow warmer air to circulate around the plumbing. Be sure to move any harmful cleaners and household chemicals up and out of the reach of children. When the weather is very cold, let the cold water drip from the faucet served by exposed pipes. Running water through the pipe, even at a trickle, helps prevent pipes from freezing. Keep the thermostat set to the same temperature both during the day and at night. By temporarily suspending the use of lower nighttime temperatures, you may incur a higher heating bill, but you can prevent a much more costly repair job if pipes freeze and burst. If you will be going away during cold weather, leave the heating on in your home, set it to a temperature no lower than 55 degrees. Hopefully, we don't have to worry about that. I hear it's going to be 60 this weekend.
It'll confuse the heck out of my dad.
Yes, things are starting to come up.
I know. Don't start me.
I'm afraid to. The building department processed 16 permits from January 18th to February 7th, resulting in $6,593.80 in permit fees. 98 inspections were completed during this period. And that concludes Commissioner Reed's report. Public Health and Safety Report. Commissioner Polk.
Thank you, Mayor Mahoney. This is the police activity report from 23 January to 12 February, year of our Lord 2017. We had 1,618 calls for service. Line keeps going up. Wrote 67 adjudication tickets and an additional 26 traffic tickets. Took 29 case reports. Arrested 9 adults and unfortunately 1 juvenile. Impounded 2 vehicles. Performed 17 senior checks and an additional 30 citizen assists, as well as 22 community contact hours. So that's what the Palos Park Police Department's been up to for the last couple of weeks. And then I have a couple of announcements. The first is to notify the team, the citizens, that Palos Park Preventative Maintenance Service on our warning sirens is going to take place during the middle of this month. So we're doing siren maintenance upgrades, and there'll be some limited siren testing, so you may hear what's affectionately known as the occasional burp from a siren. It won't be the prolonged, usual, Tuesday, 10 o'clock in the morning kind of a deal. But you may, if you're outside worrying about your daffodils, hear the occasional burp. So that's part of the maintenance. It's useful for those of us who are old enough to remember why these sirens were put out there in the first place. To remind people that they're there for people who are outdoors. Particularly as the way we build houses these days has changed pretty significantly, it can sometimes be difficult to hear those sirens indoors. It doesn't mean that there's any less threat indoors than there might be outdoors. So we encourage you to think through a little bit about how you're going to be warned about an emergency if you happen to be indoors. And there's a lot of ways of being able to get at that. One of them is your cell phone. So there are apps, particularly the National Weather Service app, which does more than just warn people about weather. And the cool thing about the NWS, the National Weather Service function on your phone, is that it has a completely different ringtone to it. So when it goes off, it sounds very different than any of the other programmed cute little snippets of, Iron Butterfly or James Taylor or whatever you have on your phone. If you have any questions about that, we can put some information up on social media or on the website to sort of tune you into that. But the sirens are only good when you can hear them. And if you're indoors, particularly, I don't know, cleaning the fish tank, something, it might be useful to have a second way to be able to get at that. The second thing I wanted to bring to people's attention is that we're restarting the Palos Park Coffee with a Cop program. We've been doing this for a while now. It will be on Wednesday, February 22nd. That's a week from Wednesday, at the Plush Horse. Starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, goes till 10, or they kick us out, just in case there's an ice cream emergency in the village. The sirens will burp. And I understand that we have a special guest that's stopping by for at least some of that time. So next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, a week from Wednesday, February 22nd, Coffee with a Cop, Plush Horse, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And we're happy to initiate conversations, listen to issues, or, we'll just buy you a cup of coffee. So take advantage of it. And there will be a special guest. The Palos Park Police Department is also participating in the Pink Patch Project. In fact, we are the second law enforcement agency in Illinois to participate in the program. We would have done the first, but somebody got their stuff in earlier than we. How could that be? So that's a picture of the patch. It is one of, we'll be participating with over 90 other law enforcement agencies across the United States in this program. And as you might guess, the purpose of the program is to raise awareness of the early detection of breast cancer through screening, but probably more importantly, through discussion. So about 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with invasive breast cancer in their lifetime. It's the second leading cause of cancer death among women. There are 2.8 million breast cancer survivors alive in the United States today. And this patch program has been recruiting more and more agencies as time goes on. We're ordering a number of these patches. You'll see our officers and our community service people wearing them. You also have the opportunity to purchase one, should you so desire. So stop by, are they in yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, don't stop by tomorrow. But we'll put it out on social media when the patches are available. But if you want to call the office during regular, normal office business hours, this is probably not a reason to call 911. Although we encourage you to use 911. When you see something unusual, say something about it. And we'll put you on the list and make sure that you get one. So the Palos Park Police Pink Patch Program. That's a lot of P's. We're also starting another new program. We're calling it the Stop and Shake Program. So it's an initiative designed to bring police, community, and local businesses together by encouraging our officers to stop, shake, and say hello in their communities. It's not just about the handshake, it's about the mindset. A way of life that brings neighborhoods together across class, race, gender, socioeconomic status, and circumstances. So we want to meet the people that we serve in non-criminal or non-emergency situations. I think that's useful for both the officers as well as the community. And, feel free if you see one of our police on the street or in the parking lot, just stop them, shake their hands. We'll even allow you to take a quick selfie with them should you so desire. So just wanted to bring that to people's attention so that the next time you see the policeman walking towards you, you don't have to go through that little thing about why have I been called to the office. So again, the Stop and Shake program. We talked about the sirens. Chief Miller, do you have anything else you want to add?
We did confirm this afternoon the siren testing will take place tomorrow and Wednesday. So the 14th and 15th, they will be out testing the sirens from the far east end of the village all the way out to Parker Road.
So you may hear the occasional burp. Anything else?
And we're here to say, excuse me, right now.
Absolutely. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you kindly. Accounts and Finances, Commissioner Pavlatis.
Well, I have no formal report, I just have a couple of announcements. The court is going strong over there now. They've built that new addition, they've got a new brochure coming out, which will have all the new courses for the next couple of months on there. So look for that in the mail, and I was over there the other day, and the place really looks good, and there seems to be more people now, and the instructors are all excited, they've got space to work with. We're going to have this exhibit coming up that I'd like to make a mention of. The World War II exhibit. It's Wednesday, March the 9th, through Sunday, March the 12th. It's open to the public from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The general admission is $12, $10 for seniors and students. Veterans, military, and children fallen under are free. We forget this exhibit offers the public the opportunity to study privately owned museum-quality artifacts consisting of uniforms, flags, and items specifically from Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and Buchenwald. So if you're interested, again, it's going to be March the 9th through Sunday, March the 12th. And remember, they had this Civil War exhibit. This is going to be instead of the Civil War exhibit. So I think it's going to be interesting. It's a change. It's going to be kind of exciting for people to see something new.
Absolutely.
I've seen it myself. So if you really are interested in some things, Ford is fordgallery.org. The phone number there is 708-671-0648.
Thank you kindly. I have nothing formal on my report. I did want to mention that I headed over to McCord yesterday for the first ever concert in the new Betty Anderson Annex, and it was a sold-out full house. They had about 75 people, which is pretty much, I think they sold 80 tickets. There's a few people standing. At the,
Most people know it's going to be happening.
they didn't really do a lot of advertising. They did a couple articles in the newspaper. The band that played was a Cajun band called Demand, and they must have a good following they played it somewhere in Hyde Park on Friday and Saturday, but I saw faces that a lot of new faces, so that's a good thing. So it was a terrific performance. I thought and I got a little tour of the space on Saturday, and it's pretty nice.
I think you're gonna see a lot of new faces, because they're gonna have more programs than they've ever had, and you're gonna have appeal to a wider range of people, I think. The courses there'll be many more courses, there'll be musical things. I think once people get to realize it's there, it's gonna be pretty nice.
So it was a real nice event. Congratulations to them. The grand opening is going to be sometime in April. I think they want to get some landscape in, make sure they work out some of the kinks, but I didn't see any kinks yesterday, so.
We're just looking for some little things, like lighting and some furniture yet for the offices, and stuff like that. Basically, it's finished.
So, terrific. Clerk Aragoni.
I have a few announcements, Mayor. The library board will meet on Wednesday, February 15th at 7 o'clock in the library. For upcoming adult and youth programs at the library, visit www.paylessparklibrary.org. The Plan Commission will not meet as there are no items on the agenda, and the Recreation Board will meet on Tuesday, February 21st at 10 o'clock in the Rec Center. The Historic Preservation will not meet on Tuesday, February 21st, as there are no items on the agenda. And I just wanted to mention, we had Senior Club today. Our speaker was Bill Helmuth, and he worked for many years as an executive for Time Magazine.
Oh, interesting.
He traveled about 100,000 miles a year, and he always took pictures. So as he retired, he had all these pictures, and he started doing travel logs. So he's been all over the South, even though he's from the north side. He sent me the list, so I chose Norway.
What the heck?
But, I thought. But it was
Halfway down on the
really,
list.
Yeah, but it was very enjoyable, really, really interesting. Took about an hour, very personable. Good crowd.
How'd you find him?
And, pardon?
How'd you find him?
Came across from
He was on a
someone-
list.
I don't know, he was on a list.
Oh, this, you just put your finger on it, that was it.
And, but it was a little different, we haven't done many travel ones, and I think we'll have him back again, because he's probably got 100 selections.
Oh, that's always
Yeah, he was really enjoyable, so everybody had a good time. Lots of
outstanding.
questions. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Manager Boehm.
We've got two items for council's consideration and some information. The first item for consideration, both of these relate to Autumn in the Park Festival for 2017. The first one is for our fun zone attractions. As you know, the last number of years, we've tried to create an area for our younger guests to recreate in during Saturday's event. We did put out a request for proposal from 7 different vendors. We did receive one quote. This is a quote, we've checked the references and everything's checked out. They're going to provide 12 attractions and 5 attendance generators, set down and take up. The price of this contract would be $6,800, and the company's Record a Hit from Elk Grove Village. So I'd look for the council's approval on to approve the quote from Record a Hit in the amount of $6,800.
So moved.
Second?
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Polk,
Yes.
Commissioner Pavladis.
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney.
Yes.
Second item, as I mentioned, also relates to Autumn in the Park. This is a larger item. This is relating to our tent and generator rentals for the 2-day event. So this includes, among other things, the 60 by 120-foot main tent, food vendor tents, flooring, talent tent, generators, and so forth. We did receive 5 quotes from qualified vendors by our deadline in December. The low quote was from Ultimate Rental Services of Romeoville in the amount of $13,841.50. We did have this vendor out, walk the fields, we met with them as to what they were going to provide and are satisfied, not only their references, but also that what they are going to provide for the event. So I'll look for the council's approval to award Ultimate Rental Services of Romeoville, Illinois, contract for $13,841.50.
I'm curious, Rick, how's this stack up against what we've been paying lately?
It is more. Last year, we spent $12,296. That vendor we'd had for 3 years, and they did submit a quote. There were a few things we weren't necessarily happy about with that vendor. We thought we'd go out and take a look and see who's out there. And our former vendor actually was almost about $900 more than this quote.
Thanks. Okay, go.
I move to approve the quote from Ultimate Rental Services in the amount of $15,841.50 to buy 10 selectric flooring lights and staging 2017
Second?
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Pavladis?
Yes.
Commissioner Polk?
Yep.
Yes. Thank you.
And the other thing I had was just some information. We're entering springtime, and there's been some questions that have been asked about road projects. LaGrange Road, almost done. Almost done. The widening project is complete. Now it's a lot of the other ancillary issues of planting and the landscaping that still needs to go in.
Maybe the occasional stoplight.
The stoplight at Creek Road. The earliest we probably can expect that to be turned on would be probably towards the end of next month. So probably between the mid to late March through, I would say, May, it will definitely be on. It's sort of timing with other signals and other work going on in the area. There's also, there's been the question of the path on the west side of LaGrange Road between Creek and Wild Cherry. That is going to be put in. It was delayed by engineering and other issues. Once we had envisioned that being a 10-foot wide path, that's now going to be a 5-foot wide concrete sidewalk, mainly due to some constraints of soil conditions towards Wild Cherry, as well as a village water main in that area. Going north on 45, IDOT listed as creek to north of Illinois 83 or CalSag Road. They are targeting a resurfacing project in the fiscal year 18, which basically begins in July of this year and runs till the next year. So somewhere during that time, that is when they're programming a resurfacing of that job. We do not have any letting information yet, so I'll update everybody as we see that going, but that's a much-needed project as well. Illinois 83, CalSag Road between Highwood and 127th Street is going to be resurfaced. That is scheduled in the fiscal year 17 timeframe, which is basically now. So we don't have any more information on that letting, nor do I have any more on the next couple. McCarthy Road. So there's two projects here. One is Archer to LaGrange. So that's a big stretch in there. That's a resurfacing project. Target letting for that is fiscal year 17. Again, we're in that time frame. The other is McCarthy Road, 123rd Street between LaGrange and Harlem. That's also scheduled or programmed up for the fiscal year 17 time frame. Lastly, in our area, there's a project being programmed for Southwest Highway between 131st and 135th Street. That's out a ways. That's now in the fiscal year 20 program, so that's a multi-year outreach program. That's reconstruction, drainage, culvert replacement, so that's going to be a little bit more work in that area. But those are some of the
They have
projects
some
and
serious
of the
problems with flooding
over the years
when it
has been-
rains hard.
Yep.
I lost an engine to that flooding one time.
That's serious.
Yes. How did I know that we weren't supposed to get engines wet?
And that's all I have.
Thank you kindly. I have announcements, and including one I forgot to do in the rec section. The Palos Park Village Gazette and rec brochure will arrive in your mailbox this week. We hope you enjoy all the new information, programs, and events we prepared for you and your family. It's Chili in the Park is this Saturday, February 18th, with doors opening at 12:30 p.m. at the rec center. There's a $5 admission fee, and you will enjoy the sounds of David Gatiss and Mitch Meyer while sampling several chilies. The chili cooks will be on, and those guys are great. The chili cooks will be on site starting at 7 a.m., cooking their competition chili until you arrive, and the smells are tremendous. The panel of chili judges will decide the winners of the competition while you help determine the winner of the People's Choice Award. Proceeds from this event will support the Palos Women's Club, who will be on hand preparing their delicious hot dogs, chili dogs with drinks and chips. There are still spots available if interested in being a cook. Call us today, 708-671-3760, and see you all Saturday. So, my regular announcements. Library Board will meet on Wednesday, February 13th at 7 p.m. in the library. For upcoming adult and youth programs at the library, visit www.palosparklibrary.org. I see they're trying to get 2 shots in there, once in the finance report. We'll keep an eye on them. Plan Commission will not meet on Thursday, February 16th, as there are no items on the agenda. Rec Advisory will meet on Tuesday, February 21st at 10 a.m. in the Rec Center. Historic Preservation will not meet on Tuesday, February 21st, as there are no items on the agenda. Again, as Commissioner Pablatis mentioned, Save the Date World War II exhibition, March 9th through 12th. This is a must-see if you've never been to any of the historic exhibits. I always ask myself, why are there not more children at these events? If there's any teachers in the audience, hear me out here. The exhibits here are incredible. For the Civil War exhibit, there were handwritten letters that were nearly 150 years old. I'm not sure what we have in store for the World War II exhibit, but I'm sure they'll blow us away just like all the other exhibits do. Bring the kids. It's of interest to one and all. And that concludes my announcements. Citizens and visitors comment period. Anyone from the audience like to address the council? Well, Mary Ann.
Pardon me, I'm recovering from a cold, from a cough. Mary Ann Hanson at 125 12 South 90th Avenue. Question, are we still have the TV coverage for your meetings?
Yes.
We are, so it is on our television channel 6. That's good news. I have a question about section 9, your board, commission, and committee reports or recommendations. With line number 1, you could not continue because you didn't have a quorum. How come number 2 and number 3 were passed without a quorum?
Well, why don't you do this, because I can do it, but I'll get it wrong.
The
It has to do with the possibility that we want to overturn one.
item 1 comes with a negative recommendation from the ZBA.
Got it.
If the petitioner wants the negative recommendation overturned, and if the village council wants to overturn it, it requires at least 3 commissioner votes. So we only have 2 commissioners and the mayor present. A 3rd commissioner needs to be at the meeting in order to create that possibility. Items 2 and 3, 2 comes directly to the village council because it's a consolidation. So a simple majority, 3 of the 5 members is all that's required. And the same with item 3, it came with a positive recommendation, so only 3 of the 5 is required.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Anyone else like to address the council? Hearing no no such request, I would entertain a motion to adjourn at this time.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you all and good evening.
Thanks, be safe out
Posting
there.
it for full-time clerkship?